Hello everybody, I'm making this video to give you some tips on how to set up your ruck, advice on the ruck march itself, and just general advice relating to that. So when it comes to the setup of the ruck itself, something that immediately comes to mind is this bottom portion right here, this extra compartment. If you look inside, you can actually see that you can separate this bottom compartment from the top of your ruck, from the rest of the ruck, excuse me. See here, zip it up, separates, it keeps from all your items going from to the very bottom, which you can do. It's not recommended though. Instead, for my recommendation, you zip it up, put nothing in there because you don't want your weight towards the bottom of the ruck. You want your heavy weight and the majority of your weight coming on top of the ruck. Button it up with nothing in there, tighten it with this strap, and so when you eventually pack your ruck and snap the rest of it, you don't even have to worry about everything on the bottom here. Most of your ruck weight is going to be towards the top. That's going to help your back. It's going to keep you from leaning back and having your shoulders pull back. It's very helpful. Another thing I can think of, tape up your loose straps that you've pulled a lot. If this specific strap wasn't taped up, it would be reaching all the way to the wall. So you don't want that. You don't want to drag straps on the floor. It's not professional. Get caught on something. It's not good for anybody. If you look throughout your entire rucksack, you can find probably plenty of spaces where there's just loose straps hanging out. Just tape them up, make it neat. Next thing, the frame. So my two sleeves right here, my whatever you call them, they're attached to the very top of the ruck, specifically at these two divots at the very top here, right? I don't know if I get that good angle. Top of the ruck, right? I'm gonna do this. There we go. Now, if you have broad shoulders, this is normal, right? You have it at the top, the horizontal beam on top. Now, there's extra slots that are kind of diagonal inward. You can see them right here and right here. If you have more narrow shoulders, probably for female cadets, right? You're gonna wanna put the buckle that goes through the top here to secure these in place in those diagonal ones. It's gonna feel great so that you don't pull your shoulders outward. It's just overall helpful. As you can see here, these are the loose ends of the load lifter attachment, which is specifically this clip right here on each side. This is what essentially drags the rucksack itself up to your upper back and over your shoulders almost. You're gonna want to pull that as heavy as possible, as tight as possible. Roll up the ends so that it can't get undone, because if it gets undone, that sack can just flop backwards and ruin your life, right? So don't do that. Wearing the ruck, you're gonna obviously have your shoulder straps in as preferred, as I mentioned earlier. The chest strap you're gonna put on your upper chest. Before you pull it tight though, you're gonna wanna put on your waist strap too. It's gonna sit on top of your hips, right? Because you're gonna wanna distribute the weight between your hips and your upper back. So you want it to sit on top of your hips while squeezing them at the same time. Not extremely hard to where you can't breathe, but you wanna distribute that weight, okay? So a complete example of a ruck that is fitted properly and is worn properly is like this right here. So, pardon me. So we're gonna clip this top one just to get in position. I'm not gonna pull it tight. It's already pulled tight, but notionally I don't pull it tight. This belt going pretty much right over my navel, because these are where my hips sit, right here. Belt on top of my hips. Now again, these loose straps are normally what I would pull on each side to tighten it. I've already taped it because I've already done this, configured my ruck to myself, which is what you're doing now, or you should be doing now. This is what it's worn. It's distributed between my hips and my upper back. That's all I need to worry about. Now, I would be wearing a flick too, and I have worn this configuration with the flick. And that's another point I'll get into. But yeah, when you set up your ruck to wear it on your body, you're gonna want to do it with your flick too, because that's how you're gonna be wearing it. As I mentioned before, the majority of your weight that you're gonna be packing, which should be pretty much 35 pounds each time, is going to be packed on the upper part of your ruck. Like I said, this is why you said you might as well get rid of that bottom compartment, right? Put your weight towards the top. Just makes the weight correct. And then for other items, clothing maybe for FTX, or you just need extra weight to put in your pack because you just haven't reached 35 pounds, you're going to want to compact it as best as possible. Evenly distribute the weight throughout the internal rucksack. Don't make it so, you got like a entrenching tool on one side and a bunch of socks on the other. That's not smart. You're going to feel it in your back about mile 2 of the ruck. So evenly distribute your weight. What goes on the left must go on the right. Or if you only have one of something heavy, throw it in the middle and towards the top. You can experiment, but you'll find that my words probably hold a lot better meaning. Just to kind of go into general advice now about ruck marching, I'll just go into a short spiel about this. Basically, some advice I got from Sergeant Allen was avoid overexertion in the beginning. The ruck march, even though it is timed, it's not a race, right? You shouldn't be sprinting at full speed in the beginning of a ruck march, even if it is downhill, right? Because you want to spread out your energy throughout the entire ruck march. So the main focus for this kind of thing is endurance, finding your pace and sticking with it, right? And then once you do face things like uphill, downhill, and lots of turns, exert your energy with discretion. If you're going up hills, you're probably not going to be wanting to run uphill, at least at full speed, right? But if you're going downhill, you probably don't want to be walking downhill. You might want to be doing a slight jog, or maybe like very long steps. Never during the ruck march should you be casually walking, unless you're planning on walking the entire thing and then sprinting the last 3 miles. Like you really shouldn't do that unless you want to hurt the next day. Main takeaway, endurance all the way through. Keep your pace, and then make the uphill and downhill make sense. Use it to your advantage, use gravity. If your ruck's good, it shouldn't be holding you back. That's what I got on that. Drink water during the ruck. This is a mistake I make sometimes. I'll be so focused on my pace, I don't want to stop and drink water. And while you can get through that, it significantly increases your risk for a heat injury. And then also life is just so much better when you just drink water. Even if you can go without it, just sip water, make an effort every now and then, right? Throughout the ruck, that is. As for preparing for the ruck, hydrate the day before. Don't drink so much water that you're peeing what you just drank every 30 minutes. You don't want that. That's overhydration. You're going to lose nutrients that way. Just make sure you're drinking a healthy amount of water at least the day prior so that your system's used to it and can utilize it to repair your body during the ruck and after. And this goes the same for eating. You're going to want to focus on carbohydrates the day or two before. Don't stuff your face with pizza and junk food, especially during the ruck. Don't eat complex carbs. That's the thing. For before the ruck, yes, you can eat your complex carbs and whatnot, but you don't need to stuff your face like I just said. And then during the ruck, you want simple carbs, sugar, quick sugar, honey packets, fruit snacks, candy, and then think of things like electrolytes, Powerade, Gatorade, whatnot. These things have very obvious effects when you're going through a long ruck like the 12-miler and you pop a gummy or drink a sip of Powerade. It goes a long way. It can really improve your time. You don't even know until you experience it. Wear proper boots with good insoles. I know the issued boots, if you have a uniform and you got issued official, Army boots, they're not the best unless you've really broken them in, and even then they're still not super good. It's recommended you buy your own boots, not officially, because I know boots can be pretty expensive, but just some suggestions for boots. A lot of cadets go for either Oakley's or Garments, excuse me. 2 good boots, but focus on the insole. Make sure you got good cushioning, but you can make do with whatever. Just if you're willing to invest in that, you can. And then this is a little bit of a niche detail. During ruck marches, most of the time you're going to have a PT belt wrapped around your rucksack. If you don't know what that is, it's a yellow reflective band, for reflective purposes to put on your ruck. Mistake I made, and I didn't even realize this was a mistake I could make, is the clip of the PT belt, because obviously a belt has a clip of some kind or a buckle. I put that buckle on my ruck so that it's, I'll just show you right now. Basically, it was rubbing against my back as I rucked, and I got a huge heat rash, and it hurt like hell. So when you wrap it around your rucksack, don't have it so that you wrap it around and then you clip the buckle where your back's gonna be. That's gonna cause a lot of pain. You're gonna wanna buckle it somewhere else. And that sounds like common sense, but the moment you forget it, you're gonna realize you forgot it and it's gonna suck. Last thing I'll mention, moving on, is setup for your flick as you're rucking. You have to wear the flick because it is the method of carrying water in your canteens during the ruck. So to reduce the BS that goes with having a flick and having all that junk on your chest as you're running and it's like bouncing up and down right now or during that, is number one, remove unnecessary attachments when you're rucking, right? You get issued a compass or like a IFAC, you want to call it, on your flick, and it's on your flick and it's just bouncing up and down as you're going during the ruck. You probably don't need it during that ruck. Keep it in a safe place at home. Don't just take it off and leave it in front of the office. Just remove it, make it make sense, okay? Tape the loose straps on your flick once you got it fitted to you. Make sure it fits you properly. If you need specific instructions on how to fit the flick to your body, or the rucksack even, to those straps, there's plenty of videos on YouTube you can look up. I don't need to show you. That's on your own initiative. But make sure that flick is properly on your body. You're not going to be wearing any IOTVs or, vests. So whereas you normally put the flick loosely over that for the most part, the flick's going straight on your body in this program. So fit it to your body. Don't make it super tight where you can't breathe, but make it firm so that it reduces unnecessary motion. On that, for the things you do need on your flick, like the water sources and maybe mag pouches to carry items. Like I know I put my glasses in a mag pouch, safely of course when I'm running. Basically, make sure it's secure and that it's not just shaking and rattling. Make sure the buttons are secure, it's through every loop that it needs to be. And then that just kind of goes into the point earlier. Don't have anything on your chest that you don't need as you're rucking. But make sure those canteens are full when you start. And that's about all I got. So if you have any extra questions, if you end up watching this video at all, you can talk to me, talk to any of your MS4s, MS3s, your prior service MS3s, Kendra even, we all got different advice for different purposes when it comes to the ruck marches. We're all different people, different shapes, sizes. So don't be afraid to ask, and I hope this was helpful.